Hey guys, welcome to the Silver Report Uncut. If you didn't know, we offer many different services if you're out there. We manage social media platforms for different companies. We can manage your Facebook, Instagram, drive followers, create content, video editing. Let us know. There's a couple offers in the description. You can contact me as just irongripprofits@gmail.com or silverreportuncut@gmail.com. I will do your voiceover. We can do editing. I can make video advertising, motion graphics, different kind of posts and content. We have other people that assist in this program right now, and we are getting more and more clients, and we would like you to become one. If you have needs out there, you want to be on Google Business, you want to get more business, you want to make more money, we can help make that happen. I will study the market personally, and we'll see what makes your customers buy, and we will work to get it done for you. So give us a chance and check that out. And, if you have a project in mind, you're serious, I'll even make you up an advertisement. And if you like it, you can buy it after. So let me know in the description. Let's get into today's program. I wanted to go over the silver demand in India. See, it just hit the highest level going back to 2015. And, of course, their love for gold is very well known. It's the second largest gold consuming country in the world besides China. And they have an affinity also for silver. So silver imports last year for India, they hit a new record of 304 million ounces. That crushed the previous import high of 260 million ounces in 2015. More than half of the silver flowing into India is used for jewelry or silverware. 1/3 of India's silver demand comes from investors in physical metal, like silver bars, silver coins. According to a report published by the Silver Institute, since 2010, Indian retail investors, they've bought around 730 million ounces of silver. That's 22.7 thousand tons. Now, to put that into perspective, it's 90% of 2022's total global silver mine production. 90%. So over the last decade, the only years that silver investment demand fell, in India, it was 2016, and during this simulated crisis here, the silver investment in India was muted during that whole crisis, but it charted a healthy rebound in 2022 where investment in physical silver jumped 79.4 million ounces. That's the highest level since 2015, and silver demand there is the highest in rural and semi-urban areas. So according to the Silver Institute report, this is a reflection of the relatively low entry price. Furthermore, they said the fabricators, the wholesalers, buy silver as an investment during periods of low prices to be later converted into jewelry and silverware, or just to sell back when the price is high and take the profit. So given the profile of investors, physical silver investment has so far been largely immune to competition from other asset classes like equities. So this proliferation of silver exchange-traded products in India has also spurred investment demand in silver. The first Indian exchange-traded product was launched in September 2021, and currently there's 7 ETPs and 5 silver ETP funds out there now. And as the end of 2022, silver ETF holdings in India stood around 8 million ounces. So the Indian government's crackdown on the gold market is really where all of this silver investment got the big boost from. According to the Silver Institute's report, it said, quote, "The Indian government, their ongoing tough stance towards unaccounted money and increased vigilance on gold transactions has benefited silver as investors have moved out of gold in favor of silver," unquote. So the report underscores the importance of India in the global silver market, which cannot be understated. They said as the world's 6th largest economy and foremost silver fabricator, India also plays an essential role in silver and gold investment demand, historically recognized in that market as savings and investment assets. A reflection of the low penetration of banking and other financial products. Today, with new investment products available to Indian investors, India's role in silver investment has the potential to grow even further. And it makes a lot of sense because they just began this type of investment, and because they prefer silver and gold, now that they have these funds moving, it could add a lot of demand for the price as more and more people buy and they get exposure in this way. And plus, people with even more money are able to get exposure into this market in a meaningful way, which is great. More money in the market's great, despite the manipulation. So increasing demand for silver in India is good news for the broader silver market overall, which was very strong these past several years, or this past couple years. Based on the preliminary data, Silver demand for 2022, it was expected to hit a new all-time high of 1.21 billion ounces. So we're talking about the most amount of silver demand in history. That's what we're talking about. That's how much people are buying silver, the most in history. That's how much. All right. So this is a 16% increase from the year before. But the other interesting part of this dilemma is that mine production was only projected to increase by around 1% last year. So at a time when production was only going up at very minuscule levels, we have this exponential, actually, record-breaking amount of silver demand, and the global silver market is forecast to record their second consecutive annual deficit in 2022 at 194 million ounces. This is a multi-decade high and 4 times the level we saw in 2021. So it's a radical change, and moving forward, there's a lot of people in India that this could really begin to take some steam. So apart from everything else, we see how the silver price has behaved recently, and it's exactly what we talked about. We've reached a new plateau. People always think somehow silver is going to go back down to 50 cents an ounce or something, but it doesn't. It goes up. And it was based on a hypothesis that silver once was our pocket change, that an ounce of silver, a standard ounce, was $1. And now we've reached these levels, and we keep moving up. And it is because of what's happening to our currency with the inflation. The prices, they're continuing to move up along with gold, and they're almost pretty much tracking each other. And that's why they hit these new plateaus, because they keep pushing us out of the old price ranges. It's inflation. That's the way it works. And these assets, they hold up during that inflation by being revalued at a new permanently high plateau, which is where we're kind of resting now. But from right now, where we have these premiums that are just about records, when people go to bullion dealers, they go to pick up different things, those places, they're buying and they're selling bullion for a ridiculous amount over the spot price. And this is because we have a silver deficit again. 2 years in a row, there's not enough silver to meet demand by hundreds and hundreds of millions of ounces of silver. But it's still needed. It's still being consumed. It's being consumed at an ever-increasing rate. And there's not enough. It's a finite substance. It requires actual physical manual labor to go in to extract it from the ground. If that's not profitable for miners, it doesn't happen. If the price of everything has gone up so high, we have not seen the relative rise in the price of silver yet, that it still needs to move higher, or else it's going to be pushing silver miners out of the game, making it unprofitable to go into mine silver. It will slow down operations, and this, of course, causes the price to rise. So when we have these deficits, we have these huge increases in demand coming down the line, we have all of these things combining. We're talking about a very, very tight supply of physical silver, and it's not just in the United States. This is all around the world. A very tight physical supply meeting record-breaking demand, along with this green transition, all of it. It seems like silver is going to continue to move higher above that level where it moves just simply with the currency, with the general prices, with the general inflation. It could move by leaps and bounds, and justifiably so, not just mere animal spirits, but because of the fact that there's just not enough. That's what it's going to come down to, folks. It's going to come down to who has the gold, who has the silver, and who does not. Because manipulation, it can only go on for so long. Once you tell a lie, you have to tell it forever. You ever, hear that? Or, be careful of the webs you weave. Well, this whole thing is on thin ice. On thin ice, because the world needs silver, obviously. More than just one market needs silver, not just the European or the U.S. market. And we also have conflicts going on in which these countries are gobbling up gold and trying to move away into transition to have more of a gold reserve system where they're holding gold. So all of this combined, it looks like it's a very positive light moving ahead. So I wanted to give you that update on the silver demand coming out of India and the record silver demand for 2022. Everything looks like it's positive moving forward, and they consider this a low price, so keep that in mind. I thank you guys for stopping by and joining us. As always, stay free.